Quite often when I'm looking through my games collection to find something to play, I come across stuff that I either forgot that I bought or can't remember why I bought it in the first place. Ultraman for the Super Nintendo is both of those things. If you already know about this game, then you can probably understand my confusion as to why I actually own it. And if you don't know about this game, then count yourself one of the lucky ones. Based on the wildly popular Ultraman franchise, specifically the Ultraman Towards the Future TV series, you fight monster after monster in 2D combat. Super awkward, stiff, cheap combat. There's no modes to choose from, no characters to pick between, this is just a bare bones game from start to finish. You can use various punches, kicks and throws to damage monsters. You can also jump, super jump and dodge roll to either get out the way of attacks or gain ground on them. Hitboxes are terrible for both sides. Useful for you when you want to stop an enemy attacking, but annoying when the same happens to yourself. You also have 4 special attacks that can be used once the gauge charges to the required level. These will do a lot more damage than the regular attacks, but the time it takes to charge, especially to get to level 4, is long, and that's bad. Each fight has a time limit of only 3 minutes. That might seem like a lot of time, but it's not as easy as just making the monsters lose all their health. Once you've managed to deplete it, the only way to finish them off is with a level 4 special attack. Whilst there's no blocking, you can still miss, meaning that you not only have to keep the monster's health low because it regenerates over time, but survive any attacks that they dish out as well. It's frustrating and repetitive, which is a pretty good overall impression of the game as a whole. Most if not all fights you can simply walk or roll up to the enemy, kick them constantly and wait for your special to charge, then just fire it off. And when that approach hasn't worked, then dive kick over and over and over again will do the job too, even if trying to control movement in the air is absolutely horrible. And if it looks like you're going to lose, then you may as well just use whatever charge you have left and fire off an attack before you die, as if you continue, the monster will start with the health it had in the previous fight. With only 9 fights to get through, some being incredibly easy while others just being stupidly tedious, it's about as shallow as it can get. There's supposedly 3 different endings depending on the difficulty you beat it at, which is set in the secret options accessed by hitting start and select at the title screen. There's no 2-player mode, a fighting game staple that at least would have been an interesting idea if it allowed you to play as some of the monsters. On the other hand, whether you could get someone to actually play this with you is a completely different story. For as much as I love Ultraman, this is one of the worst fighting games and one of the worst games I've ever played. From the lack of game modes, the incredibly stiff combat, and the fact that the game is just really boring, this game sucks. As the only Western Ultraman game, it's no surprise we didn't get any more released outside of Japan. Thankfully though, if you do want to play some good Ultraman games, there's a ton on the PS2, so I highly recommend looking into those. Anyway, I've been Tom from VPG Gaming, thanks for watching and have a great gaming day.